The stench of rotting garbage filled the alley that night, thick and suffocating, as rain pelted the cracked pavement and lightning split the sky like the wrath of a grieving god. Among the broken bottles and half-eaten takeout boxes beside a dented green dumpster, two tiny cries pierced the storm, soft, frantic, helpless. No one else heard them. No one else cared, but one woman did. Wrapped in a worn brown coat and clutching a broken umbrella, 68-year-old Miss Thelma Harris shuffled home from her late-night janitor shift, shoulders hunched against the wind. She should have kept walking. She was old, tired, poor, but her feet stopped. Her heart didn't let her move. That sound, those cries, reached into her soul and pulled her toward the trash bins behind the old corner store. What she found there changed her life forever. If you believe in second chances, in kindness that costs everything but gives back more, then please like this video, comment below, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Royal Stories. You never know, one small act of kindness might be the beginning of something miraculous. Miss Thelma had never had children of her own. Life had been a slow, steady march of losses, a husband claimed by cancer, a brother gone to war, a dream of teaching music drowned by bills and heartbreak. Her tiny home on the east side of Detroit was barely held together with faith, duct tape, and prayer. But when she looked down into that soggy cardboard box, eyes locking onto the terrified gaze of two newborns swaddled in a stained old jacket, something awakened inside her. A fire, a purpose. She scooped them up, one in each arm, their shivering bodies fitting perfectly against her chest. No note, no names, just those cries and the quiet understanding, someone had thrown them away. And now they were hers. The next few weeks were chaos. Miss Thelma had no idea how she was going to raise two infants on her cleaning job salary and tiny pension check. She called child services to report the incident, fully expecting them to take the babies away. But something about her voice, the way she cried as she described them, the way she refused to leave them alone for even a minute, made the caseworker pause. After home visits, background checks, and more red tape than she'd ever faced, Thelma was granted emergency foster custody. Only temporary, they said. But her heart had already decided. She named them Hope and Elijah. The twins were not easy babies. Hope was colicky, her screams shattering the silence of many nights. Elijah developed breathing problems and had to be rushed to the ER twice in the first year. Diapers were expensive, formula ran out too fast. Miss Thelma often went to bed hungry so her babies could eat. Neighbors whispered, some even mocked her. What business does an old woman have raising babies? They said, she's going to drop dead before they finish kindergarten. But Miss Thelma just smiled that tired, stubborn smile and kept going. She worked nights, napped in shifts, and sang lullabies from her church choir days to soothe them back to sleep. Years passed. Against all odds, the children thrived. Hope became a bright, bubbly girl with curious eyes and a love for books. Elijah, though quiet, had a natural gift for music, just like the dreams Miss Thelma had once buried. She enrolled him in a neighborhood piano class, scraping together the money from weekend cleaning gigs. Every Sunday, the three of them sat together in the front pew at Greater New Light Baptist Church, the children holding her wrinkled hands like the most sacred treasure in the world. But the struggle never really stopped. Miss Thelma's body ached more with each passing winter. Her left knee gave out, forcing her to walk with a cane. Then came the heart scare, a dizzy spell in the kitchen, followed by a terrifying collapse. The hospital bills were more than she could fathom. For a while, she thought she might finally lose them, not to death, but to the system. You need help, her social worker told her gently. Maybe it's time to think about placing them with a younger family. The very idea shattered her. What kept her going was a promise she made, whispered to those two babies the night she found them, as long as there's breath in my body, I'll never leave you. That promise lit a fire in Hope and Elijah too. They started helping more around the house. Elijah began tutoring other students in music and earned a scholarship to an arts high school. Hope started a community book drive, wanting to give other children the same joy she had found in stories. They were not rich. They were not the top of their class. But they were strong, compassionate, and fiercely protective of the woman who saved them. Then came the letter that changed everything. It was a regular Monday. Miss Thelma had just returned from a free health clinic when Hope came running in, waving a large envelope. It was addressed to Mrs. Thelma Harris, with a gold seal and elegant handwriting. Inside was an invitation, formal and breathtaking. Elijah had been accepted into the Juilliard School's pre-college division. A full ride, all expenses paid. He'd submitted a video audition without telling her, recorded on a borrowed phone in their living room, his fingers dancing across her old second-hand keyboard. The judges were stunned by his raw talent, but more than that, by the story he submitted alongside it. "My name is Elijah," he wrote. "I was abandoned as a baby, but I was never unloved. Everything I am is because one woman chose me when no one else would." The story went viral. Within days, local news stations were knocking at their door. Donations poured in from strangers who had seen the interview online, enough to repair Miss Thelma's house, pay off her medical debts, and ensure she'd never have to work another day. A foundation offered Hope a college prep scholarship. A nearby nonprofit named their new reading room, Thelma's Corner. A famous gospel singer came to visit, tears in her eyes, and called Miss Thelma a modern-day saint. But Miss Thelma didn't want fame. She didn't even understand how to use the iPad someone gifted her. She just wanted to sit on her porch and watch her babies, now teenagers, laugh in the yard, safe and growing, loved and home. She often said, "I didn't save them. They saved me right back." As Elijah stood on stage years later, accepting his Juilliard diploma with Hope cheering in the audience, he looked straight into the camera and said, "To anyone who's ever been abandoned, to anyone who thinks it's too late, love finds a way. I'm living proof, and so is the woman who found me by a dumpster." If this story touched your heart the way it touched ours, please like this video, share it with someone who needs a reminder that love changes lives, and subscribe to Royal Stories for more real, powerful stories that restore your faith in humanity. Your support helps us continue telling the stories that matter. Special request. Before you go, please drop a comment below. Let us know, what part of this story moved you the most? We read every single one.